Now that you guys have finished buzzing, I can see that you are very eager to present your points of argument. So I understand that we are going with Aaron's stand, okay, in order to come up with the points of argument. Yeah. So Aaron, could you reiterate your stand once again?
Too much faith has been placed in technology such that it becomes a cause for concern.
Good. Okay. Now that we have heard the stand once again, let's proceed. What's the first point of argument that you guys will be raising?
One point of argument that we have come up is that people trust technology too much for their own good. Like, they expect technology to solve all their problems.
Okay, that means a panacea. So they view technology as a panacea, a cure-all for all that is. Okay, right.
Maybe in the medical field,
Yes.
they trust all those machineries to actually heal them from their sickness.
Okay, that means they trust that the different kinds of machinery that are used in surgical processes would heal them or would cure them of their illnesses. Okay. Alright, let's proceed to the next point of argument.
We often overlook the hazards or ethical dilemmas that technology poses.
Right, so you're talking about moral hazards or ethical dilemmas. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, could you suggest a quick example?
Is embryonic stem cell research.
Okay, good. In embryonic stem cell research, what about it?
It involves destroying an embryo.
Okay, so in the process of carrying out embryonic stem cell research, there might be healthy embryos that are destroyed, and that poses an ethical dilemma for researchers. Okay, now we won't go into the details of that, but you can just mull over it for a moment. Okay, thank you, Glenn. And what about the third point of argument?
Technology has progressed so fast that it's accelerated beyond our ability to comprehend the moral issues that lie underneath.
Okay, that's an interesting point, because now you're talking about whether man has the capacity to manage the advancements, okay, the very rapid advancements in technology, sometimes even at an exponential rate. Okay, could you just explain a bit more, Tyler, about how this would pose difficulties?
So, yeah, I will just use Glenn's example just now,
Yes.
which is stem cell research.
Okay.
And the definition of a human being is different from person to person. So whether destroying the embryo is ethical depends on different points of view.
Okay, so what you're saying is that technology on its own and in the way that it has developed will need to be carefully managed, because if it grows at such a fast pace, if the advancements take place so fast, eventually we may not be able to understand or manage the complexities of the technology that we as a human race come up with. And eventually that will create new problems for us, even as much as we want to solve existing problems and make our lives better. Okay, so it could be solved opening Pandora's box here. Okay,
So I'm going to play the devil's advocate here.
excellent.
Actually, I have an opposing view.
Okay,
I feel that actually believing in technology does not equals to having misplaced faith in technology.
okay. How do you explain that?
It is because technology opened up new frontiers and opportunities for humans. So it actually benefited humankind.
I see. So you're saying that we cannot say that our faith in technology has been misplaced because technology has done a lot in opening up all these, like you mentioned, frontiers and opportunities. And in the process, people have been empowered, okay, to make new discoveries, to come up with new inventions as a result of the technological progress that they have enjoyed. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a good point, Glenn. And where should your point fall under?
The point of balance.
Excellent. And with that, Glenn has provided a point of balance or a counter argument, okay, to the previous arguments that you have raised. What is one last thing that we need to do, guys?
Counterbalance.
Excellent. Exactly.
Rebuttal.
Yes, you must rebut the point of balance, okay, or the counter argument, however you want to call it. And what would be a good rebuttal for that?
I think that opening up new discoveries is not necessarily a good thing. Because, for example, like the research in nuclear weapons
Yes.
is not always a good thing, because even though it gives a country the military prowess
Powers? Yes.
over other country, it also poses threats of terrorism to a country, which I think should not be the case.
That means if the technology were to fall into the wrong hands,
Yeah.
or into the hands of a rogue country, then it will pose severe problems and possibly endanger a large proportion of the people in the world.
Yes.
I think that's an excellent example. Okay, hello. Thanks for providing that. And do you see some similarity between your rebuttal and one of the points or argument that you have raised?
Is it the ethical dilemmas point?
Yes. So possibly either the second point of argument that you have raised or the third. Do you see the similarity? Okay, so what should you be doing structurally?
Using the point of argument after the balance as a rebuttal.
Yes. So you hold the point of argument in reserve. Okay? You don't show your hand all at once. Okay, and toss out every single point of argument one after another. Okay? So what you need to do is to put out two very solid points of argument. Okay? Use the PEEL structure. Okay, to flesh them out. After that, introduce your balance. Okay, the way that Glenn did when he played devil's advocacy, right? And then you finally put in your last point of argument as a rebuttal, okay, to your point of balance. And with that, you have a very neat structure, and all that's left is conclusion. Okay, so make sure that even as you start off very well in your essay, you have identified the stand, you have clarified all the premises, etc. You must finish with a flourish, okay, and all the way through to your conclusion. Okay, and with this kind of structure, you should be able to get a pretty decent grade. Okay, assuming that your content, is thorough, well researched, mature, not one-sided.